Okay, it's Steve Jankowski again, and we're going to talk about now how to properly claim your Google Plus profile. But I'm going to ask you that before you go ahead and do this, that you also watch the next video because it'll have some impact on how you fill out your Google Plus profile. You'll understand things a little bit more. So anyway, let's get into it. If you've already claimed your profile, you can probably skip the first minute of this video. However, you should go ahead and log into your firm's Google Places account and make sure that you do not have more than one profile. I've seen that happen a lot, where a firm will have multiple people in the firm have gone and claimed their Google Places profile, and basically what they'll do is cancel each other out. So if you have more than one account or listing for the same exact law firm name and address, you need to decide which one is going to be the correct one and then delete the others. Okay? And so that whole process can actually delay you getting ranked by, I've seen it take 4, 5, 6 weeks of delay. So you want to do that right away if you have more than one profile claim. So let's get into stage 1 of your local optimization by looking at how to properly claim and fill out your profile. If you haven't done it before, the easiest way to do it is to start just by going to Google and doing a search for Google Places, and this is what you'll see. And you can just click the Getting Started with Local, and it'll take you to a page like this, and you can just click Sign Up for Google Places. And what I would like to do right now is tell you that you probably should have a Gmail account set up for your law practice, and you want to have that Gmail account be just set up for marketing, and so that you can share the password if there are going to be other people working with it, or if you hire a firm like mine, you don't want to be getting confidential client emails there. But it's still good to have a Gmail account. You still want to have your own email account that's associated with your law practice's website. But for the purposes of marketing online, it's a good idea to have a Gmail account. And so if you don't have one yet, I would stop at this point and go ahead and set one up so that you can use the same username and password in Google Places as you use for your firm's Gmail account. Okay, and you're going to come to this page here once you click that button on the previous page. And on this page, you're going to enter in your firm's phone number. Now, a lot of law firms have tracking numbers that the phone companies sold them, or they have 800 numbers, but for the purposes of local marketing, you want to put in a local number. So if your law firm's website has an 800 number on it, things may not show up correctly, but most likely Google has figured out what your local phone number is. So chances are when you type in your local phone number and click Find Business Information, it's probably going to come up with your firm. All right, but if it hasn't, you're going to have to mess with this a little bit to make sure that it works. Your phone number needs to be a local number for Google Places. It should ideally be the one that's also listed on other places like Quest, Dex, Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, AVVO, any place where you've listed it. It should be your main number, and if you have different numbers all over the place, you're going to want to go in and change that so that you're using all your main number, especially if you're a law practice that gets a lot of local clients. Now, I've kind of blacked out a lot of stuff in here, but this is basically the page you'll get to once you've identified your law firm through your phone number. And we're just going to talk about every little area on here. Obviously, we have United States, and then the company and organization needs to be the name of your law firm. All right, and what we're looking for is uniformity all across the web. So if you have a bunch of partners in there and some of them have names with an apostrophe, or if there's spaces, you need to type it out in the company and organization box exactly the way you want it to be all the way across the web. Same thing with the street address. If you're going to spell out street, S-T-R-E-E-T, you need to do that all across the internet. If you're just going to abbreviate it, then it needs to be abbreviated everywhere. But you need to put down your proper street address and your proper city and town and state and zip code. And the reason why is Google is going to locate you, and you can see the little map here on the left where there's a pin. Obviously this firm is addressed in Plymouth, Minnesota. Okay, and again, you want to put in your main phone number. If you have other phone numbers, you can see there's an add a phone box that you can add phone numbers there. And then for your email address here, I would go ahead and put in your firm's email address, because that's where clients can email you. Don't put in the Gmail address that you just set up. And then put in your website. And some law firms have more than one website, but you want to put in the website that you want people to go to. And if you have a website that has a landing page, I suppose you could put that extension in there if that's where you want people to land. And I suppose if you don't have a website, you could check that I don't have a website button, but if you don't have a website, you need to get one. Okay, and then for your description, you can actually put keywords in there. And if you look over on the right hand side, you'll see what the description was for this practice. Okay, so you can see there's keywords in there: criminal defense, DUI, DWI, assault, drug charges. There's some geolocating information in there, that's cities that are in close proximity to where this practice is. And that type of stuff applies to any type of law practice. So if you're a bankruptcy practice, you want to put in bankruptcy keywords and the preferred geographical locations that you want to get clients from. If you're a probate specialist, or whatever type of attorney, use your keywords. Okay, and then for categories, if you just type in the keyword attorney, you're going to get a bunch of suggestions. And obviously the first one I chose was attorney, but then some of the other choices are criminal justice attorney, trial attorney. And so basically you can click the little add another category button here and another option will pop up. Okay, now we didn't finish this profile yet, but you want to click the yes box where this business serves customers at their location, unless you're like that Matthew McConaughey movie where he worked out of his Lincoln Continental and you just travel around. I suppose you could say no, all customers come, or actually that's right, no. Actually, that's correctly. But you have a choice there. So if you're a really small law firm and you don't want people coming to your office, you want to go meet them, you could click the yes button there. And let's go to the next slide. Now here you can choose your hours. And one of the things that I want to emphasize is Google is looking for the most complete information and as much information as possible. So I encourage you to go ahead and put in your operating hours. And if you can put in variables, I'd like to enter 2 sets of hours for a single day. You can put in payment options and then photos. Okay, you can just basically click choose a file, or I shouldn't have done that. Let's see, gotta go back. You can click the choose a file button and then you can navigate to the area on your computer where you have an image, and then you just click add photo, and you can see it says here you have uploaded 0 of up to 10 images. You really want to upload the 10 full images into this area, and in the next video we're going to talk a little bit about how to optimize the images. And then of course the next option is videos, and you can put videos about your firm on YouTube, and then you can upload up to 5 videos. And this is a really important thing to do also. You want to get as much information on this page as possible. And if you haven't created any videos for your firm, that's something that you need to do, and it's something that's a service that I offer. It's part of our optimization, but you need to get some videos there. And then basically there's some additional details down here for a law firm. There's probably not much you need to put in there. And then on the bottom, you can't see it on this page, but there's a submit button. And basically once you've completed this profile, you click the submit button. Now you don't have to completely complete this profile to click that submit button, but you do have to have your biographical data in there. The name, the address, the phone number, the web. You don't even have to have the website. You need to have the categories. So if what type of business you are, in this case you're a law practice, you have to have those categories selected, and then you can click the submit button and you can come back later and update it. But once you click the submit button, you're going to be sent to a page where you can verify your listing, and I don't have an example of that page here in front of me, but basically you're going to have the verification process, you're going to have two choices, okay, and one of them is the phone method. And basically what Google will do is if they found your business by the phone number that was on your website, or it was on Dex or Yellow Book or whatever, but if that's how you chose your law practice, they will call that phone number. So if the phone number that you put in to find your business is the correct number that you want to use to optimize your law practice for Google Local, then you can just choose the phone verification method, click the button, and within a few seconds your phone will ring. So you need to tell your secretary or whoever's manning the phone to be ready for a phone call. The phone call will come in and they'll give you, I believe it's a 5-digit code. And then basically all you do is enter that 5-digit code on the bottom of the page. You'll see where, and your business will be verified. Now if they couldn't find your phone number, or if the phone number wasn't correct, they need to verify you another way. And the other way is by mailing a postcard. They call it a postcard, but it's really a letter, and it'll come from Google. They say it'll take up to 3 weeks, but usually they come in about a week and a half. And you'll get that letter, and the 5-digit code will be in there, and you go in and enter it in, and your business will then be verified. Once your business, your law practice is verified, it will normally take a week or two. It can take longer if you had other alternate listings there, but usually in a week or two it'll begin to show up in the search engines. So that's the verification process. And in the next video we're going to get into how you can optimize your website.